So, hello everybody. It is so good to see you this evening. We are talking today about how our bodies are our instrument. Yay!
Just like that, our instrument is our body, and our body and instrument does not play by itself. And we could own the most amazing equipment in the world, and if we don't practice and if we don't care and put in quality effort to that instrument,
Exactly.
it's not going to matter.
Well, our body is our instrument, and some of our instruments are designed for power, others for endurance. We all have very different instruments. Some have photographic memories, others are designed for creativity and style. Some instruments have some wear and tear, while others are newer versions. But regardless of the internal design of our instrument, we cannot create symphonic music without practice, taking care of that instrument, and most of the time, music is better with other instruments.
Absolutely it is. Trumpet also requires various systems, just like our body, to work together to produce that sound. So for me, when I play trumpet, I have a mouthpiece, I have a lead pipe, I have an actual bell, where everything has to work synergistically to produce a sound. I have to buzz my lips, small muscle fibers have to buzz properly, allowing that air to go through the horn, and then I have to be also in the right posture and breathing properly.
Speaking of posture, it's kind of like a squat, right? I mean,
precisely like a squat.
I don't know how many people, pretty much everybody that I work with, one of the first things I look at is the squat. Why? Because everybody leans forward. They're not using their core. Their low backs hurt. They have inflexibility in the ankles and in the hips. And so they're unable to keep that posture. So the breathing is off. Yep. Injury is much more likely when you're not breathing properly, when you're doing any kind of lift. I also like to, when I do photos for people, the one thing I'm not just looking at people's physique, I'm also looking at how their physique is positioned, how their kinetic chain is, because we live in a world of a forward-leaning world, like with horrific posture, where we're texting, we're on our laptop all day, we're driving, and so it takes a lot to correct that because our day-to-day lives are in this position.
That's right. And when we're not in a proper alignment, we're not breathing correctly or allowing that proper muscle to contract, we're mostly not going to lift the weight we want to lift, and we also could hurt ourselves. I might not hurt myself breathing improperly, but I'm not going to sound my best.
Well, and the air that goes in, right, affects what the result is, what comes out. The same thing happens in life. If you're not breathing properly, if your posture is off, you're unable to do that, and it filters down into your ability to function effectively day to day.
That's huge.
That's so huge. And that also rolls over into, like, not just the air that comes in, but everything else, from the foods that you choose to the thoughts you think, so on and so forth. So our day-to-day decisions can create good sustained energy or fatigue, guilt or pride, struggle or efficiency. You can end up lean or fluffy, and the list goes on. We choose through our daily actions and our decisions what we look like and how we feel like, and how we feel like.
Absolutely. It's like eating a nutrition diet like that fits our needs. We like the 90-10 rule. But for most people, 80-20 is really good and it works really well. It means 80% of the time, you're going to eat and fuel your body with nutrient dense foods. And then 20% of the time, you're going to have that cookie You'll have that treat, drink with a friend, or your mother-in-law's fried chicken.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have to indulge every once in a while. With my people, as you know, I don't call them cheat meals when people indulge a little bit. I call them bonus meals because if you work so hard during the week, and you have a good diet during the week, and you're pretty diligent about making good decisions, and then you plan your social events and go out with friends, and of course, like, don't eat completely unabashedly, but enjoy the things that you love, you're still going to progress at a good level.
That's right. And then another thing is the instrument's not going to play by itself. You can't expect to sit and watch Netflix for hours on end and eat with a lot of junk food and fuel your body with improper nutrition and expect it to perform at its optimal for you. You have to allow it to fuel it.
Well, I know what you're thinking too, right? These ladies are telling me I need to like eat healthy and then I need to work out and I need to do this and that, and like, where's the time? We get pretty anxious about trying to be perfect when perfection isn't just simply not the goal. So can you give me some examples of, how doing even 20-minute quick workouts can improve our quality of life?
Absolutely. Climbing up the stairs without getting winded, sitting on the floor with your kids and being able to be pain-free and easily get up off the floor, reaching for high shelves without pain, walking the dog, hiking on a beautiful day, having the energy to do that, and then really ultimately getting up in the morning and being pain-free and rested. Yeah, these things happen naturally when our instrument is younger. But as our instruments age, which we all age, if you don't stay active and functional, the instrument might not remain its youthful qualities.
What are you inferring?
Nothing at all.
She's not referring to anything.
So Stacy, since you've been doing this forever.
Nothing. Forever and ever and ever.
What is your best fit to get tip?
Fit to get tip. Tip to get fit.
Best tip to get fit.
She's dyslexic. It's okay. Do what you enjoy and do it often. And knowing that there are always things in life that you don't enjoy, but you reap huge benefits from. So you might not enjoy things like box jumps.
Truth. But you know what? I don't like box jumps. You're correct. But what I do like out of it is it provides me with endurance training. I have a crazy amount of leg strength now and explosive power. And I know that the more I do them, the better I get. Yeah. And maybe I don't like them now, but I might grow to like them.
She's going to grow to not hate them,
that's
basically.
True. Actually, that's, yeah.
But, I don't enjoy cardio, but I like lifting. So most of my workouts are strength training. I don't do a lot of steady state cardio. So what I do is I incorporate my muscular endurance, which is a high burn circuit kind of style weight training. And I also do that frequently with people who need to drop body fat, even with competitors, when they're trying to get highly conditioned to sustain long poses on stage, be able to get in the positions that they need to get in, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So choose things that you love to do, and then figure out how to get the things that you know you need in as well. And just, even a lot of people are like, well, I don't love yoga, so we'll do 20-minute yoga 2 times a week that reaps huge benefits, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. And then as they get better at it, like Kristin was saying with her box jumps, they tend to actually grow to like it.
Yeah. We also must keep our instrument clean, just like we're talking about the 80-20, 90-10 rule is we have to fuel our bodies correctly. If we don't clean our instrument, and clean this instrument rather, it's going to tarnish. It's going to start to smell musty, and it might deteriorate. And no one wants to smell musty, and no one wants to deteriorate.
No one wants, especially deteriorate.
Similarly, if you don't take time for self-care, your instrument's not going to optimally perform.
Right. So We tend to, especially in this country, be on that hamster wheel day in and day out and forget to take the time to rejuvenate our mind, our body, our spirit, because it feels like there's just not enough time in the day to put our own life vest on. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we're caring for everyone else and everything, and eventually you just won't have the energy to be the best mom or dad or boss or person in general if you don't put your own life vest on and feed yourself and get that confidence, be in the body you live in, the body you want to live in, mm-hmm. and function as the person that you want to function as. You might not need to be a professional athlete, but you want to be able to play with your kids, get up and down off of the ground without holding your back, be able to squat down to pick something up without holding that knee, be able to reach on that high shelf without grabbing that shoulder. All of these things are going to benefit from like daily workouts and good, healthy nutrition.
Yeah. And one fit tip to include that self-care day is to kind of define your weakness. Where is your weakness and what would truly enhance your life and fitness level? Is it journaling? Mm-hmm. Is it prayer, meditation, frequent acupuncture or massage? That sounds amazing. Yeah. Or even taking a 10-minute walk at lunchtime mm-hmm. to get out of that hunched over posture at work. Schedule one action. Just do one thing. Yeah. And then that becomes contagious because you start to realize that didn't take that long and you actually gained more life from it.
Yeah, I had a discussion with a client the other day who tends to be very negative, and I'm sure we've all had those days where we are just like, oh, woe is me, and, the sun's not out today, and it snowed for 3 minutes, and my kid didn't get up on their own, and I burnt my eggs, and, like,
burning
all the little
bad.
Things.
That is bad. I'll hand it to whoever that was, eggs are bad.
But this person always shows up and, like, never has anything good to say. And that's all a mindset thing, right? Yeah. So because I know people who are going through some serious SHIT and somehow their positivity radiates. And then we have other people who have a pretty, I wouldn't say easy life because no one has an easy life, but they're not dealing with a terminal illness. They're not caring for a sick parent, like some of those really big things that really, you don't have any control over and yet can't find joy. So for that person, our self-care was 5 minutes of gratefulness before bed and 5 minutes of gratefulness when she got up in the morning.
That's really cool, and that kind of reminds me of something where Rome wasn't built in a day, yes. And it really wasn't. Don't practice for hours at a time. Don't think that you need to practice for hours at a time because honestly, you really could burn out. Mm-hmm. So it's those baby steps. Don't think you want to go out. Don't run the marathon right away. Do the 5K.
You should do a 5K before a marathon.
Yes. And then maybe don't try to PR a deadlift right out of the gate.
No.
Build up to it.
Because you may never do a deadlift again because you will throw your back out.
That's true. True. And practice in increments. Allow that body to adjust. Allow yourself to also mentally wrap your mind around what you're doing.
Absolutely. Another thing that I love is because we are so busy is kind of combining the things that mean the most to you. So if family time is a priority and your fitness is a priority, schedule a workout with a family member, or the whole family. That might not, depending on how old your kids are, that may not be much of a workout for you, but find a family member that's like sharing a similar journey or just is interested in similar things. Same thing with like, I really struggle to find time with my schedule right now to spend with friends. So food prepping every once in a while, like we'll have like a food prep party, or, and I know that sounds a little weird, but it really actually gives you new ideas for recipes, and you get all your food prep done. And then group workouts too, getting outside, just sharing that with others. So those two priorities that you have, you're taking care of yourself and you're fostering the relationships in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And with regard to workouts, pick the style that best fits you.
No.
Don't think you have to pick all the styles of workouts. Just like I don't pick every style and genre of the trumpet. I love classical, and that's what I like focusing on. Will I branch out maybe? Some days, yeah, I do. But pick what you love, and that's going to make you keep coming back. Whether it's Zumba, whether it's running, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's boxing, weightlifting. I mean, there's so much out there to choose. The world is your oyster.
Absolutely. So, I mean, to sum things up, we basically have 3 areas that we talked about today. One is your fitness, your workout, your activity level. So you don't have to go pump iron every day, although weight training has huge beneficial effects more than cardiovascular activity. With that being said, if you don't enjoy lifting weights, find something that uses your body weight, that uses something that you do enjoy, incorporates strength to build that strength and still love your life. 2, nutrition. So if you're a fast foodie and you do fast food 3 or 4 days a week, don't just like completely, go just AWOL with fast food. Maybe that bonus meal, you do a fast food meal. That sounds terrible to me, because if I'm going to do a bonus meal, I'm going to do something much better than fast food. But I do know there are people that love fast food. The funny thing is, if you are eating cleaner throughout the week, once you have that, less than healthy meal, it actually doesn't taste that good anymore. So just takes one small thing that tends to be your habit. Like for me, after a long day, I used to, before I was getting ready for Tri-Fit, the first thing I did is get out my wine glass. Like, there we go. There's
day complete.
And do I miss that sometimes? Yes, but on Saturday, when I get to enjoy a couple glasses of wine now, I just really enjoy it and relish it much, much more. Yeah. And then 3 is self-care. And I feel like this one, even people who are super fit just forget to take care of themselves. So that's when injuries happen. That's when people like really get in a negative cycle of thinking, and things happen to their spirit and their mind because they're not refueling it. They're not, scheduling that time with themselves. So if you just take one little thing in each area, maybe you're not working out at all. So you can go, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes of this specific thing a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's in the schedule, just like your work and anything else that's a priority to you. If your nutrition, you're a carb lover, like many of us are, then okay, let's cut carbs after 3 or 4 o'clock. And that's going to be one habit that's going to make a big difference. And then with self-care, just like if you notice the negativity kind of being your go-to because maybe you're depressed, maybe life has thrown you a ton of lemons lately, make gratitude. We can always find something to be grateful for, because I've been there absolutely where I just was like, oh my gosh, I can't take on anything else. Everything feels heavy. Every little thing makes me just want to throw my arms up. And so I did a week of gratefulness. And there were a couple days, I wouldn't let myself say the dogs because I'm always grateful for them. So I had to find other things because, they make me feel grateful all the time. But we went outside one day, and there's this man who he's on a journey to lose over 100 pounds.
Wow.
And he takes his dog for a walk like 6 times a day.
Awesome.
He was walking, he's always walking. And he is so joyful. And we come out of the house and he's just like, "Good morning. What a beautiful day." And I was just like, if this man who is on this really like that journey is hard,
Yep.
can find joy and see the sun, I can certainly do the same.
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
So it's just the little things.
That really reminds me, we're all on this journey. We're all trying to, I like saying perfecting perfect, but we're all on this journey trying to be a better version of ourselves. And regardless of where we are in that journey, go forth this week. Go forth this week and
toot your horn. It was great to see you all.
Great to see
I
you.
am excited to share our webinar series. So we'll be doing every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We would love to see you all. It'll be recorded, but we do have a little Q&A after, and we also always offer something for those who join us and stay until the end. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to toot that horn.